Hey there everyone, this is Howie from epokervideo.com. I will be narrating my final table at last week's Poker Stars Sunday Millions. I finished in 16th place and cashed about just over $6,000. Um, as we start, I'm currently in, there's 26 players left, which is 3 tables, and we're playing full ring right now. I have about 2 million in chips to start, and I'm about just under average chip stack. I pushed this. This is probably one of the scariest hands, just because I was in middle position. Ace Jack suited is not too strong of a hand, but I've been playing relatively tight at this table, and I had a pretty good table image. So I felt like the time had come for me to take down some blinds. And as you can see there, just stealing one set of blinds here is worth about 400,000 in chips. So the blinds had definitely risen to a point where I was at the all-in or fold type situation. As you can see here, there's now 22 players left. I was dealt pocket jacks in the small blind. My stack size has gone down significantly. And again, a short stack pushes all in on the cutoff. I obviously repush with jacks. Flop top set, he was drawing almost dead on the flop, and just about doubled through there. So that was a great result. And I was back up to 2.7 million again. Right in the middle of the pack here. Still just below chip average. And as you can see, the tables are starting to get short. We're still at 3 tables here. We have to get down to 18 players in order to get to 2 tables. Here there's a min raise under the gun, and I have pocket tens. This was a really unusual hand because the cash RS player had been raising quite a lot pre-flop. He had a big stack, and he'd been playing pretty aggressively. And I was prepared to push here, except for ND Grinder smooth called in the cutoff. And it's a play that I had almost never seen him make. He'd re-stolen quite a lot, but he almost never smooth called. And I was, even though I had position, I was very apprehensive about what that meant. And after some consideration, I decided to let this hand go. I'm pretty confident. As you can see post-flop, the play of the hand, I really thought ND Grinder might have had aces. He played a lot of hands, and he played them fairly deceptively, and I could definitely see him trapping here. So I ended up folding the pocket tens on the puck, which was a tough decision, but I think it was the right decision. And again, cash RS just min bet on the flop with an ace high flop. And again, ND Grinder makes a kind of a strange play. I believe he raises here. It's a smallish raise. It feels like he's really trying to keep a cash RS in the hand. He raised just over double the initial bet. So I really feel strongly like he might have had aces here from flop top set. So it was definitely a situation, an interesting situation when I made a pretty decent laydown. So the way the structure of the tournament worked, it's kind of, I don't really like it myself, but basically anyone in the I believe it's 12th to 18th or 11th to 18th maybe, 12th to 19th, something like that. Anyone that gets in that area all gets the same amount, which is just over 6,000. I feel like for a tournament that's that big, each spot in the top, say 30, should all be incrementally more. So each spot that you move up, you should make a little more money instead of grouping. You know, I feel like the player who gets 12th, for instance, is better or should deserve a higher prize than the player who gets 18th or 17th. Here you can see we're down to 19 players. We're one away from making the final 2 tables. Currently in 10th chip position. And the blinds, as you can see, are 150 and 300,000, so I have less than 10 big blinds. Um, the game's getting pretty tight here. Obviously, it's kind of been tight all the way through. But I think especially so as players realize that they're getting closer to making the final table. And really, the final table is what it's all about. That's when the prizes start, really becoming significant. You know, talking starting at 15k, 20k, 50k, that sort of. Here I have Ace King. It's an easy push against mid position Razor. It looks like a resteal, but obviously it's not. And again, I played this tournament fairly tight the whole way, and I felt like I had quite a bit of respect at the table. And again, I still have enough chips that I still have eight big blinds, so it would be a tough call for that player without a very strong hand. And here comes my final hand of the tournament. Under the gun player raised. I knew he had notes on him that he was fairly aggressive, and I felt like he could have very easily had a big ace, or pocket tens, pocket jacks, something like that. I felt like if he had aces, he probably would have done a standard raise instead of open pushing under the gun. So I went ahead and obviously repushed all in just to get heads up. And again, this is giant pot, 5.4 million. And so he had jacks, so it was a great situation for us. Obviously, really bad flop. We got pretty unlucky there with him flopping top boat. So that really crippled us. Obviously, as you can see, we're down to under $1 million. And again, we're not totally dead here. We still have a little bit of room to kind of wait for a so-so hand. And obviously, under the gun, we got ace 10 suited. With the blinds as they were, it was a push. And again, everyone folded to the small, or sorry, to the big. I don't feel like he had the call there. But again, he was sort of priced in, getting almost 2-1, and he called with 8-6 offsuit and flopped a pair, and turned 2 pair, and took it down. So I ended up finishing in 16th place. I was pretty satisfied with my play. I didn't feel like I made too many mistakes, and I felt pretty happy about it. If you'd like to discuss this tournament, or any other tournaments or any other videos that we've posted, go to epokervideo.com, and you can post any questions or comments in our forum. Thanks for watching, and take care.